Are we ready? Are we ready? Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you. Thank you. If we are, thank you very much. I invite Sir Darlington to take us through today's lesson. Sir, you're welcome. Great to have you. And we are ready for you. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody. Good evening to you all, and welcome to today's session. Thank you for joining in and following through the web masterclass. I believe you are on course, you are on track, and everything is going well. If you have any issue, please ensure that you get it resolved and you follow through with a lesson. And every day I'll take some time and help those who are facing some challenges so that we will address them and move on. You need to understand that the root phase is a practical phase, and moving forward, everything we are doing is practical. The skills we are acquiring, they are practical, and it is very important that we do every work we are supposed to do and deliver on our projects and what is expected of us. So anything that you are led to do, just follow the videos. As you follow the videos, whatever we have in the videos, they are exactly what you need to do. And so you make sure you follow through and do them. All right. So we want to get into today's lesson and continue from where we left off yesterday. I'm going to share my screen and we will get started right on it. Thank you very much, and let's get into the lesson. All right, class. So welcome to today's session in the Web Masterclass with WordPress. In this particular program, we are learning how to build websites and put companies online. We go through all the processes that you need to go through to get a website working, starting from domains, hosting, emails, and then website designing. This is module 4 and day 14 of the whole program. And in today, we are going to continue with the customization of our websites. It is very important to get a general understanding of websites and how the internet works. And so we need to follow through the process and gather information that is shared each and every day. And whatever practicals we have to do, whatever optimizations we have to do each and every day, we make sure we do them. By the time we are done, all of them will come together as valuable experiences and resources that will help you achieve a whole lot moving forward. All right. Creating beautiful websites with powerful features have never been easier in all of history than it is today. To create a professional looking website today, it is very important for you to plan your website. Plan your website on paper. Plan the goals, plan the purpose of your website, the features you want on your website. Plan on paper. Visualize what you want to create and add a sketch to make it more meaningful. You need to understand that when professionals are working, this is what they do. You don't just jump onto the computer and start working. You need to have some plan in place. After this process, you move on to the next step of choosing a technology for your project. You choose a technology for the front end, the back end, or decide on a stack to use. Today, we use the main stack most of the time. However, it is important to understand that there are several processes of building a web application or a website from scratch. You can write your code in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to build the whole project from scratch. This is what we go through when we are creating custom applications or new applications for companies who need some precise functionalities on their websites, both for the front end and the back end. We need to have the experience to work from scratch. That is what builds you up to be a software engineer and a web developer or a full stack web developer who understands how to go through all the stacks of providing web solutions. Today, with the advent of AI, you can let a lot of code be written for you. Even top experts today use AI to write code. However, if you don't have fundamental understanding, you will not be able to interpret the code appropriately to ensure that it is functioning the way it is supposed to ensure security, ensure that every process that needs to be followed is followed right. So, as tech people, it is still mandated that we have understanding of the technologies we use for our projects. For the backend, you can use Node.js, you can use Python, or use a powerful server-side scripting language called PHP to power your backend. You need to understand databases to be able to put databases in your website. We have relational database management systems, and MySQL is one of the most popular RDBMS for websites and web applications. You can also use NoSQL technologies like MongoDB to power your databases. These days, most people are building simple websites using CMS. CMS is a powerful tool that allows you to create a simple website for a company. And so, unless the website is a web application that requires special attention, or a website that requires special features that requires that the code is created from scratch, if you are creating a website for a company, you can simply use WordPress. WordPress is one of the most powerful CMS in the market today, followed by Joomla, and then Drupal, and then Wix, Shopify, Squarespace, Magento, and so on. WordPress powers more than half of websites that are online today. Think about that. Think about all the websites that exist. As of 2024, more than 43.5% of all websites today run on WordPress. WordPress has done a whole lot getting websites to be working. Even in the CMS market, website holds a greater share, and webmasters are using WordPress to create amazing websites for companies and making a lot of profit. You can make profit, you can make money, you can build a company creating websites. Sometimes it pays to think with an entrepreneurial mind. Sometimes it pays to have a business mind or a business mindset so that you monetize your skills. The skills you have, you can monetize it. You can make use of your skills. You can create revenue and value from the skills that you possess. You need to position yourself right and take the right steps to apply your skills. It is not every time that you need a job. It's not every time that you need a job. Sometimes you are the one supposed to create a business. So look at yourself. Do you have what it takes to lead in business? Do you have what it takes to set up something? Because there are a lot of jobs that we are looking for that it took leaders to establish them. Do you have what it takes to establish something? Then you can start. It may be small today. You can even combine it with a job today, but it is going to grow when you follow the right principles and follow the right steps of building a business. What you need is to have the know-how and the skills to operate a business and the skills to provide the services. The skills to provide web services is what we have taken you through in this program. Trust me, you don't need anything else. You have enough to begin. You have enough to take the first steps. You have enough to start. And you have a lot of support teams behind you to make sure that you succeed in this endeavor. Let's take steps and let's add this to who we are, and let's transform Africa with new businesses that will tomorrow impact the continent. As we prepare our skills and build a lot of experience, we can attract bigger jobs and bigger opportunities. Working for clients is the best way to train yourself. So let's take steps monetizing our skills. What you need to create the best websites are themes. WordPress relies on themes to produce a front end. And so it is important to find the right theme for the right job. With the right theme, you can deliver the best of works. All you need is to spend time and customize it right. As you build experience customizing websites and themes, you are going to be able to complete projects very, very fast using WordPress. There are free themes and premium themes. When it comes to business and professional websites, always think of premium themes. However, you can spend time looking for free themes for simple blogs and for certain websites that does not require premium themes. There are a lot of websites that do not need premium themes per se. But when you have a serious client and you want to establish them right, find a premium theme. Find a way of buying the theme. Find someone who can help you in South Africa, in Kenya, with PayPal, who can help you to acquire the theme you need. Let your clients pay for the theme. Once your client and the contract pays for the theme, don't hesitate in getting the theme. If the themes you have already are not best fits for the current project, it pays to get the right theme. With the right theme, you can solve your client's problem, provide them value, build good relationship with your client, receive recommendations, and grow your business. So let's not force to do projects with the wrong theme. Let's take the steps in acquiring the theme. Once the theme is acquired, we need to spend time and customize it right. Today, we'll be doing customization, and once the customization is done right, the end result will look like an amazing work that you have done. So let's spend time, go through the process, design the website, customize it step by step, and get it right. We are going to build a lot of experience doing this, and moving forward is going to be much easier working on websites with WordPress. All proving to the whole wide world that you are a webmaster. You're a webmaster. I am a webmaster. I've been a webmaster for a long time. I've been building websites, different types of websites, and a lot of WordPress websites as well. So today we want to continue with our project. We are going to do customization today and move our project forward. From Mondays to Wednesdays, we are going to be working on multiple projects till we gain mastery in WordPress. And so on Thursdays, a different instructor will be taking the other courses so that from Mondays to Wednesdays, we can spend the next few weeks to end this webmaster class well. We want you to gain mastery in this and complete it well. So we are going to do that and make sure that this thing ends well. But you have to understand that don't say it is difficult when you have not even tried. Don't say that it is difficult. Listen, everything we are doing, you can do it. There's nothing we are learning here that is beyond you. Nothing, at least nothing yet, that is too challenging. Everything we are working on, you can. All right. So make the time and catch up. Make the time and be at the same level, be at the same pace. Make the time. And we have to understand that focus is needed for progress. We need to focus and make progress. We shouldn't allow what we are learning to get overwhelming. Once we are consistent in doing the little things every day, we are going to succeed in the end, and we are going to be able to follow. Let's not make anything overwhelming. There's nothing that is overwhelming, at least yet. And everything we are doing is doable. It's not difficult and it's not beyond you. Learning Python and understanding Python is more difficult than what we are doing now. If you have succeeded in learning Python, this is very little. And tomorrow we are going to be delving into JavaScript, and we want you to have some introductions and experience in them. You know, a lot of things in tech may seem intimidating, may seem advanced, may seem difficult, but let's immerse ourselves in it. Listen, even when you get into it and it appears difficult, just relax and continue. It is because you are just new to it. With time, you will be assimilated into it and everything will start to make sense. All right? Don't run away from tech. Get into it. No matter how it looks, let's get into it. And very soon, we are going to be experts in our fields. We are going to be very good in data analytics. We are going to be very good in cybersecurity. We are going to be very good in software engineering, in cloud and DevOps, and everything we are studying, we are going to be good. Let's not run from things and things that appear difficult, things that appear with big names, things that appear like only certain types of people can learn them. Let's not run away from tech. Let's get into tech. Let's rise in tech. Let's try and really try. When we say try, it's not you just peeping and running. All right? Get into it. Get into it. And trust me, if you don't quit, you make it. You'll make it. No matter what. Anyone who knows anything and has succeeded in anything is because they didn't run when they heard of bigger things and they saw complex things. They stayed and they continued looking. And as they looked, they were transformed, they were changed, and they became better. All right. So time will make you great. Time will make you great. Time will make you great. If you believe what I'm saying, put in the chat that time will make me great. Time will make me great. Let me hear from someone in the chat. Let me hear from someone in the chat. And when we have experts coming and they want you to speak, don't be afraid to raise your hand and speak. Okay. Some of them are concerned when people are not talking. They feel like they are not doing a great job, you see. So if you have to speak, please feel free, raise your hand, you'll be allowed to speak. All right, you'll be allowed to speak and you'll be able to express yourself for the instructor to also feel that you are understanding them. All right, so time will make you great. Time will make you great. Just continue learning. Continue learning. Thank you very much. And so today we'll continue with our customizations. Let me play one short clip and then we will get right into it. Okay, so let me just do that now and we'll begin the lesson.
Do you remember the long, exhausting process of creating a website? Forget about it. One click. It is everything that you need to start your adventure with Btheme. Discover over 300 pre-built websites. Choose one. Use the Muffin Builder to adjust your work and show your own style. It's easier than you can even imagine. One click, and you can join thousands of happy Bithim users from all around the world. Do you know the meaning of professionalism? Well, we do. Bithim, the new definition of design freedom.
All right, so the new definition of design freedom, and the time has come for us to also design our freedom with websites. So let me share the project and we will get right into working on it. So yesterday we started with our customizations. We're able to build a wonderful menu bar. And today we are going to create our logo and the site title, our favicon, and then this stubborn area. So this theme is flexible, but there are certain things that are not they are not saving the way they are supposed to save, and they are quite disturbing. But whatever the challenge you face with a theme, just find a way around it to make it look fine. All right. So this is where we got to, and I want to start today's lesson by placing a logo. Yeah. So in the industry expert session, you learned about logos. Next week we will continue, and hopefully you will go through some practical logo designing techniques as well, using Canva and Photoshop maybe. So next week we do that. Now, this particular project, we are working for a company called Eagle Tech Africa, and you are also doing the same thing with your project, okay? So the services we provide, you are providing the same, we are designing the same website. There are only few things that will be customized for your work, like your logo and some images and other things and the colors and all that. All right, so this is what I want you to do first. Go to your htdocs and I want you to click on your project folder you created with your domain name in your local host htdocs. Hold Control on your keyboard. If you're on Apple, you can use Command, and then drag a copy of this to a white space. Okay, so these white spaces, we call them white space or negative space. So drop this and it's going to create a copy of your project down. So let's just create a copy of the project down just for backup, and we'll continue our customization just in case we distort something beyond repairs. So just do that for me right now. We are just creating a copy of the same project. So just select the folder in htdocs, press Control and drag it to a white space. If it is an Apple computer, you can use a command key to do the same thing. And if you try and it's not working, you can just copy your project, create another folder and paste it in. That's all. So you can see that I have a copy of the project here. All right, so let's get into it. And this is where we are going to work. Yesterday, this folder we extracted, it has nothing in it. I don't know why I'm still keeping it. I don't need it at all. So I'm going to delete it. And actually, I'm going to create a folder for something very important. Watch me. So I'm going to create a folder here. And this folder here, I'm going to call it resources. And this resources folder is going to contain any resource I will need for this work. You know, when it comes to working with WordPress, WordPress stores their images and their themes and their plugins in this folder called WP content. Since this is a WordPress site, we are not going to create our images folder, our CSS folder. We are not going to do that. WordPress has a way of structuring their files. So WordPress has all that. But anything I will use for this work that I will need, I will store it in my resources folder. You can name it anyhow. I prefer to name it resources. And this resources folder, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to store the logo I'll be using. So the logo I'll be using, there are a number of images I'll be using. So I'm copying them and I'm going to paste them there. So the number of images I'm going to be using. So I'm going to copy this one and I'm going to copy this first. Let me finish. And if I need anything else from here, I'll come and copy. And I'm going to store this in my resources folder here, in my project folder, so that I work with it from here. All right. So over here, I can see that I have a logo here. I have a favicon here and all of this. All right. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat. But let's follow through, and anything you miss, please use the videos to catch up. Now, there are certain things that if you want to work on them, especially during customization, you have to follow certain procedures. For example, this particular logo I'm seeing here, I will want to know the dimension they used so that when I create my logo, I will resize my logo according to that particular dimension. All right. So as a tech person, just right click on this in your browser and inspect it. There's a function called inspect element. So this inspect here, you can use inspect. You click on it and then you'll be able to inspect this image. So when I inspect this image, I'm actually seeing that the image was created with a size of 340 by 66 pixels, but it has been rendered in 129 by 25 pixels. And that is it here. So at least I have seen the dimension they use. It gives me an idea of how to resize my logo, okay? And you know, when it comes to creating websites, the fact is that with time, you need to acquire some graphic skills, okay? Not too much as a full-time graphic designer, but a little bit of graphic skills for creating logos. Even logos, most of the time, you are not going to create a logo. There are only very few clients who will ask you to create logos for them because your client will already have a logo. But what is important is you knowing how to resize images. Just resizing images is very important. You need to be good at resizing images because this particular customization, I can't use a 2 MB logo file for this. That's terrible. I need to be able to optimize it by resizing it in a dimension that is very, very light and will load fast and can fit in that space very well. So there are some designing skills that with time you need to acquire. There are some designing skills that you need to, not much at all. Also, when it comes to creating banners like this and images like this, you need to have some skills in working on them. Yes, at least once you learn how to do this, it helps. Later on, there may be other resources that can help you to achieve certain things faster. But if you have basic designing skills, it really, really helps. It really, really helps. It really, really helps. So this logo, I know the dimension. And so let's say my logo, the original logo I have here, let me check the dimension. You can see that this particular logo here is 3000 by 706. Please, are you seeing this? This is incredibly overwhelming. How can I use this for this work? That's bad, all right? So that means I need to find a way of making it fit into the dimension we just saw. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to right click this, that is 3000 something pixels. I'm going to open it with Photoshop. Photoshop is a very, very super professional tool, but then it has a lot of simple things that you can learn to do with it. All right. So right now with this image, I want to focus first of all on achieving the height 66 pixels. And I can see that this particular image has a lot of white spaces around it. And looking at the particular work I'm doing now, I don't need white spaces. I just need the image itself, the logo itself, without extra padding spaces to be in that dimension. So in Photoshop, I can use the crop tool here. and I will crop out first of all, let me crop out the spaces on the width first, then I'll check on the height. It's trying to touch and it's difficult for me to place it where I want to place it. So I'm going to use the navigator. The navigator is not showing. Window, navigator. Who has seen navigator? To zoom in a little and place this thing somewhere here so that I can see clearly and resize this to get very close but not to distort it. So yes, fine. Let me open it just a little bit. Then I'll move this one to the far right here. I'm just trying to resize my logo, okay? Then I'll find the handle. I'm not seeing the handle. Let me reduce the size. Okay, that's it. Then I resize this as well. Make sure it is right. And I'm sure that, sorry, even if it touches, it's not going to create a problem because this is the end part. It's okay. And today you saw the arrow in the FedEx logo. Wow. Did you know there was an arrow in the FedEx logo? Mm. Yeah, so logo doesn't mean it has to be so complex. It has to look clumsy. Okay, the logo just needs to be meaningful, be unique, and represent the brand. Yes, so yeah, he's a serious expert. All right, so at least I have cleared the white spaces on the width. So let me use image size over here to work on the width. The width we saw, what was it? Was it 340? So with this, was it 340? I'm going to select pixels here. And then here, was it 340? Who remembers? Then for the width, I'm going to type the 340. Now, typing the 340 means I'm limiting it to 340. No. When we inspected the exponent logo, what was the width? It was 340, right? What was it? All right. So this one, I'm seeing that if I use image size and the proportions are locked, I get a height of 88. So I don't want to do this. I'm going to cancel it. And instead of using the image size to set it, I'm going to use a height radar. That's what I wanted to do originally, to set the dimension. So when you follow what I'm doing, you understand. 340 by 66. Thank you, Solomon. So I'm going to use a height radar to set it. Okay, so approve. And I'm going to set the height to 99. Was it 99 or 66? Oh, 66. Okay, 66. All right, let me set the height to 66. And the width is 5 something. Okay. All right, so since there's no more room for the width, I'm going to rather set the width to the 340. And the height is giving us this. All right, but let's set the width to 340. Let's set the width to 340. And let's see what will happen next. So look at how small it has become by setting it to 340. So I can press Control 1 to reveal it in its original size, or Control 0 to let it fit. All right, so this particular logo, 340 for the width, and the height I have now is, the height I have now is really small. It says in pixels 43. Right now, I went to image and I went to canvas size and I changed this to pixels. let me type 66 and see how. So with the canvas size, it is setting the canvas where the design is. But if you use image size, it is setting the image itself. With this means this is what I'm going to be able to achieve with my logo. And there's a lot of space here that this logo is not filling up. Okay. Okay, I want the logo to be as prominent as possible. So let me just undo something here. And instead of using the width, let me use the height and the image size to create a 66. And let's see what we've got. So the height is now 66 and the width is more. So let me use the image rather this way. And if I have to adjust it later on, I know how to adjust it, but at least let it be this way over here. And I'm going to save it as a PNG. And as you work with images, you need to understand that we have PNG images. PNG images allows you to have transparency in your images, all right? So let me just say Eagle Tech Africa main logo. And the height is 66. Let me just put 66 pixels.png. All right, you can name it however you want. The only thing is that since it is going online, you need to use this naming convention. Okay, so for images, for websites, this is how we name our things. Okay, if it is this way, it will appear during search because of how I've done it. When somebody searches for this company logo, they'll find it because the logo has been named like this. All right, so in creating websites, there are certain things called SEO and the digital marketing that there are simple things you learn that allows you to let your website be found by search engines. All right. So what we've done right now, we want to place the logo here and see what we will get. I'll put my mouse on Eagle Tech Africa here. Right click on dashboard to go to the back end. Let me move the back end behind it. And the header is controlled by the tattoo we saw yesterday, tattoo headers. So that is where I'm going to apply my logo. So I have my tattoo header here for cleaning. Let me edit it. I can create another header and use, but let me edit this tattoo or tattoo or whatever they want. I don't know for them. I click on this logo and I can see it right here. So I can click here and upload what we just created. Go to upload and look for it, or you can just drag and drop if you know where it is. So that is it. And the file I want to upload is right here. Let me upload it and let's see what we will get. So let's set it and it is appearing here on the website. Let me save it and go to the website after it is saved and check how it appears. If I'm not satisfied, okay, you see that I set the height right, so it looks already quite okay. You see, so because of the resizing I did, it's already looking quite okay. Although I want it to appear a little larger, it looks not bad at all. So there are different versions of the logo. You see, you need a light version and you need a dark version because on the footer, you see on the footer of your site, we probably have a lighter version there here. So if you have a light version, it will be placed wherever a lighter logo is needed. All right. So that means this logo will create a light version of it as well. And then we have a dark version as well. So we have job to do. Now let me come here and I'm seeing something very important here. It's saying logo height. This logo height, they are giving me 25 pixels. Let me increase it a little and see if I can make my website logo appear better. So let's change it to 35 and see what will happen. So I'm going to save this. And after I save, I'm coming to check. Remember, during customization, you do a lot of trials or testings to ensure that everything works the way you want it. Okay, now it looks really prominent. However, it is too close to the navigation, which affects the look and feel of the front end. And all these things look so clumsy. We need to fix all of them. So what I'm going to do is that I actually realized that the navigation bar, I've always been looking at what I can do to make it better. And I just decided just now that the marketing, this marketing, I'm not going to remove it, but I'm going to place it under web solutions so that I can write it in full as digital marketing. I really want to write it digital marketing, but there's no space. So I want to place it under web solutions, and then I'll name it digital marketing after email because it's also kind of a web solution. Yes. So yeah, if you agree, put agree in the chat for me, and we can do that so that we can create some space on the navigation bar to make the interface look better. All right, to make it look better. So do you agree we should do that? Anybody? Okay. So I should leave it like that. Okay, at least I have someone who agrees. At least let's check. You know, when you are customizing, when you get an idea, you can try it. If you finish trying it and it's not okay, you can always revert to what you had before. So I'm going to put my mouse here, go back to my dashboard, right click and open it in a new tab. Okay, it's opened already. This thing is disturbing me. Let me move it backwards. Sometimes it disturbs. Then who can tell me where we can find the menus to edit menus in WordPress? Where do we find the menus to edit menus in WordPress? Who knows where it is? Let me know so that I know where to find the menus. Where do we find our menus in WordPress? Who can tell me where to go now? Okay, so who is typing? Appearance, okay. So I put appearance and menus. Good. So let's go to menus. And in menus, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for digital marketing, which is a service on its own. Where is it? It's somewhere here, marketing. I'm going to move the whole thing and send it to the web solutions after email. So right here, see, I dropped it exactly where I want it to be. Exactly. Then I'll click here, and instead of marketing, I'll edit this and say digital marketing. I want to be free to write digital marketing. So I'm going to save it. And then let me check here and let's see if the navigation bar will look much cleaner. It looks much better. And the web, I can see this. So I think it's great to be here. It's not bad at all. I think it is okay to be here. Has something changed? Why is this thing spaced? Has something changed? Let me check. I don't know if something has changed. It feels like something is different. Let me move this digital marketing here and save and check. I don't know if something changed. Let me check. So here, okay, still the same. Maybe it's just mine. I don't know. Let me bring it back and save it. All right. So After making that change, this looks better, but I feel something is not right. I'm just looking for what I can do. So this one, instead of just web, I'm going to edit this to web solutions and see if it will look better that way. At least I have space. So let me see if I can make use of the space and it will look better. At least once they see web solutions, it is more communicative. The way this thing is spaced like this, I don't know if it was that yesterday. It looks quite too spaced. Is that how it was yesterday? Let me check from um, one other project1.com. Let's see. Let me check from here and see if that's how it was. Oh, it was like that. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So I think this looks better for here. Web solutions, at least now this is very, very clear. And now that they know this is web solutions, they will check this apps and they'll see all of these as well. Cloud, they'll see all of these, AI and data. All right. So I think I'm okay. Let me check how these things were quickly. So web solutions, then we had app development and digital marketing, cloud services, AI and then machine learning, data analytics. I think it's okay. It is okay. It is okay. It is okay. Let me, you see, anytime you are designing, design with feelings, okay? If in your innermost being something doesn't look or feel right, respond to it and make some changes and check again. All right. So just use your emotions to design. And sometimes when something is not right, you feel it like something is not quite okay. So I have web solutions about us. This one, let's try making the data analytics and see. Let's see how it will look. Don't be afraid to check something. If it doesn't look okay, you can just revert to what you had. So data analytics, let's see if uh, even though it looks descriptive, it's affecting navigation so badly. All right. So please, I want you to tell me, I wish I would use data analytics, but there's no space. So I'm not going to be able to use data analytics. So I'm either going to use data or analytics. Which one do you think will be more meaningful, considering that we have web solutions, apps, cloud, AI? Should I use data or analytics? Which one is more meaningful? Looking at the services, data collection and integration, data warehouse and data visualization, predictive and prescriptive analytics, big data analytics, data governance. Should it be data or analytics? All right, so I have data. Okay. I really wish I could use data analytics, but I don't have space. And this about us, if I make it just about, it will also make sense, but I don't think it will give us too much space. So I'm making this about, and let's see if it will work. About is okay, but still we don't have enough space. The get started. We'll edit it. I think the get started, we will come here, click on it, And instead of get started, we will just say contact us or something. And then I'll put the link here, hash, I'll edit it later on. I don't think that will create any space. I think it's fixed. However, the space here, let me see if I can do something about the space over there. This thing that's doesn't give you, when you edit, it doesn't even change. Let me see the space over there under style or advanced. You see, they have space on the right. We're talking about the left rather. I think it's okay. This one here, menu level. Let me see the right side, 30 pixels. If I reduce this to 15 pixels, I don't know if it will do something. These things, when you edit them, they don't even respond. Let me see if I can reduce the space over there. I don't know. I don't think anything happened. Web solutions, apps, data analytics. Okay, let's go back to data. Okay. Your work shouldn't look cluttered, all right? So if something is becoming cluttered, you have to avoid that. So about us and over here, data. All right. It's okay. I think we have something good. All right. So the next thing here, now we've added this. Let's try and fix the top part here. Then we see what to do next. So that top part, I don't know if you are also experiencing it, but the email address I wanted to use here, info@eagletechafrica.com. It was quite long. That is why this part broke. And it doesn't want to restore. Whatever you do, it doesn't want to restore. So what I have decided is that I'm going to get rid of the Monday to Friday here so that it will get space to restore itself. I'm going to clear the Monday to Friday. So let's go to touch you. And this Monday to Friday, even if I leave the container and I make it empty, it doesn't change anything. And that's the team should have done better with that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove, it's a whole column, and this column is taking 40% of the space. We should be able to reduce this and gain some space. But when you save it, it's not responding, and that is a big error from the theme. So what I'm going to do is just to get rid of this column completely. Delete. Where can I delete? I'm going to delete this. So the column space is there. Let me save and see if it will. All I need is for the socials to come to the right, but it is still not responding. If I try to put something in there, it's still not going to respond. What is this horizontal learning? It's still not going to respond, but then I can spend time and try different things. So what I've decided to do is to eliminate it in the first place, I mean completely. So I'll click on this whole row, and instead of using the 4 columns they are providing for the 4 elements here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to use the 3 columns so that we'll get rid of 1. So I use 3 and 1 is gone. So let me save, and hopefully that should restore my top bar. It has restored it. This telephone number should align to the far left. So I'm going to click on this, change the alignment horizontally to left. The width that is 33, I don't like it. I want it to reduce so that the email can get closer to it. But when you save this thing doesn't respond and it makes no sense whatsoever. Let me click on this and ensure that it is also left aligned. Where is it? What have I done? Let me undo. Okay, so this should be left aligned. This should also be left aligned. Let me save and check. Still no difference. So I need to find time and fix this because this is something that doesn't make any sense. It's not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to do that at all, at all, at all. But it's doing it. It is doing it. Let me check here. Do we have some 3 that has 2? Okay. Let's try that and see. You see, these are evenly spaced. So probably this one may work. Let's see. If only it doesn't give us that break again. Still, but a little better. Hmm. So looking at what we have here, it seems that is all we can do. 2 and then a bigger one. But this bigger one, we should have been able to make it much wider. This third one is taking 50%. I want it to take more than 50, but it's not working. It's not working. And let me see if this one is properly, sorry, is properly left aligned. Okay, it's left aligned. So these dimensions here, they are not responding, and it is really appalling. All right, so let me forget about it and move on. I'll find time and see what I can do. It's not responding, but at least this is better. Or what I can do is to add some text here to try and fill up the space here and see. So this one is one telephone number. Let me come here and put into brackets Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. That's too much text. Let's see, at least if it will break. It has broken it. Let me. All right. So when you are customizing, just take your time and just get it done. Make changes till it is okay. it is okay for you. And I'm just testing this. If it doesn't look okay, I'm going to remove it fast. I'm just checking if it can. It looks much cluttered. Not nice at all. But this thing, I told it to left align. Why is it not aligning left? Where is it? Oh, this thing is creating some problem. Okay, so this thing is supposed to be left aligned. So why is it appearing to be right? Okay, horizontal left and all that. All right, so let me not waste time on this. Let me rather space out the telephone to improve clarity. And by the time I'm done, I will ensure that all these things are fixed. For the social icons, we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think I will need LinkedIn. Let me click here on this. Then over here, add icon. And X is here. X is for what? X. It's supposed to be Twitter. Let me delete Twitter and use X. Add another icon. Instead of X, we are looking for LinkedIn. So LinkedIn should be somewhere. Somewhere. Let's search for it. Linked. I'm not seeing it. I see brand icons. Let me go to all. So now that I've gone to all, I'm checking. There are a lot more icons here. Let me search for LinkedIn. And I can see it here. I can see two types. Which one should I use? Let's try the first one. And I have LinkedIn. And you see that when you add an icon, this is how it's appearing. Let me go back to all icons. Watch what I'm doing. And change the positions. Once you change the positions, it refreshes here. So the LinkedIn and the X, they are too large. So let me edit them. So the LinkedIn, what I'm going to do here, let me put hash here for the link. I'll replace it later. Then it should open in a new tab, definitely. When you click on it, the image icon is fine. And the style, they have small, medium, large, extra large. I think I want extra small. And then the color, icon color, let me change it to this black so that it remains consistent with them. Let me save it. And I may not see it, so I'll come back and click on back to all icons and change the position of something, and I'll see how it updates. All right, so it has updated, but it is too dark for me. Why is it dark like that? Let me fix the X first, then I know where it came from. So I'm putting hash here, and once you click, open it in a new tab, and style, extra small, the color, but this is the only black I see. Let me try it and see. Oh, okay, there's one here. I didn't see. This is a color. This one. This is grayscale. All right, so I think that is much better. And I will save it back to all icons and change this. Okay, it looks much better. So let me change the LinkedIn to that color and the style color. I choose that color. It's hidden. Let me save it and then go back and try changing something. Okay, it's much better. So I think I have four socials. Which one should I add? Let me add one more. So we have LinkedIn, Facebook, X, Instagram. Which one is next? What are you thinking about? What should we add next? Who can tell me what we can add next? Let me search for all icons. Please tell me what we can add next. Let me click on this and let's see if it is something we can use. Here, put some hash, opening a new tab when you click, style, extra small, then color, should be grayscale. Let's save it. And back to all icons. Let's drag something. Not bad at all. So we'll put YouTube at the last, and it's okay. Let's save it. At least you've seen where to adjust your socials, and you can do that in your own time. All right. So next, I'm going to work on the color scheme. You can see that this project uses a green-like color scheme, and this company is not green. So let's look for where we can change colors. This particular colors, first of all, I'll go to Tattoo to go and see if Tattoo controls colors. This thing here says Pyro WordPress theme. I don't need Pyro WordPress theme, so please close this. What is next? It says that I need to update this. We installed it just yesterday. I should update it. All right, no problem. Which one is this? I don't think I need this. Close. I will update this later on. Let me go to Tattoo. I'm here and I can see something here saying Color Hub. So under Tattoo, I go to Color Hub and these are the colors they are using. Wow. Let me create a new color palette, and the new color palette, let me choose one particular color for the main color. So I'm going to choose something like this as my lead color. So usually you have a main color and the supporting colors, we can call them accent colors. So I have done this, and so when I refresh, my main color should be the dominant color on my page. And if it is okay, fine. If it is too deep, I'm going to work on it. But if it is fine, I can leave it. Let me make it a little lighter, just a little. And try it and see. All right, so I think it's okay, not bad at all. The next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to create the white version of my logo. Then I'll work on my site title and my favicon, and then we'll move on. So I'll go back to Photoshop, and the changes I made here, I'm going to save this as a Photoshop file on its own to save the changes I made. Then I need to find a way to turn this thing from blue to white. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to layers and let's try an adjustment layer. And usually the property that does these kind of things, we call it hue and saturation. So I'm going to click on hue and saturation here. And I can increase the whiteness, the lightness to 100%. So it has become white already. All right, easy. So I'm going to save this as a PNG. And the logo I saved here, let me add something to it and say white. Then, of course, the black version, I'll use the same adjustment layer. The same adjustment layer. What happened? All right, the same adjustment layer. And then I'm going to change the lightness to 0%. I've created a dark version. Then I'm going to save it and give it the same PNG. And instead of white, I'm going to call this part black. black key. All right, so I have a white and a black version of my logo. Let me go to Mr. Chachu and click on logo. The black version, let's provide the black version. Where did I save this? Where did I save this? Did I save it at the right place? Definitely. Did I? Okay, I did. So the black version is here. We can upload Mr. Black, set as background. Then Mr. White. Let's upload Mr. White. And Mr. White will also set as background. And let me save and see if it will make any immediate change. If I don't see any immediate change, I'm still not going to be worried because it will definitely change somewhere. All right, so not changing yet, but that means that's not where it's supposed to load. So we will, when we get there, we will fix it. I think there's a footer section for the tattoo as well. All right, so I'm going to quickly work on my favicon and then the site title, then we take a short break. Now, in every WordPress site, under appearance, there is something called customize. This is so powerful. It allows you to customize your website. So you can create what we call the site identity. The site identity allows you to upload your logo, your title, your tagline, and then your site icon. Your site icon is your favicon. So this is where you upload your favicon. We don't have a favicon, so let's go and create one. I have created one already here, so I'm going to drop it here. And this favicon, they are asking you to set a dimension of 512 by 512. So that's exactly what I've done. If you check here, this is 552. No, it's supposed to be 512. That's a mistake. So let me crop it. It's not allowing to crop. So it's supposed to be 512 by 512. All right. Let me do something about it. Let me do something about it. And I'm just wondering why it is not cropping, because all right, so let me come here and copy this. This one, I think it is in, okay, the same thing I'm using. All right, so let me open this in Photoshop. And instead of this, I'm going to make this 512 in pixels. And then, okay. Then I'm going to save it as a PNG file, my favicon. Save. Then I'm going to load it in WordPress. So where is my favicon? I can't find it. Where did I save it? At the wrong place, right? Where is it? My favicon is here. What have I done? Okay, so select. This is right dimension, but when you say select, then it's not selected. So this issue with this thing is quite annoying. Why is it not selecting? Yesterday it's selected. I don't know why it's not selecting. Let me check something and we will proceed. I'm going to stop sharing. Check something. very fast. And we will take it from here. What? Okay. All right. So I'm just wondering where I placed my logos. I'm looking for them and I found them. So I've opened to one particular logo and I've told the logo that if you don't work, you're in trouble. If you misbehave, trouble for you. Okay. He said, I will not misbehave, sir. Okay. So since the logo is not misbehaving, I am also not going to misbehave. So this logo is saying that skip me and crop. So when I click on that, I can see that it has loaded it. So let's publish and we are going to see that our favicon is working. And the last thing we are going to do now is to provide the site title. Now the site title should be SEO friendly. Please type SEO friendly in the chat for me. SEO friendly. When we say something is SEO friendly, it means that it is friendly with the principles of search engines. So if anybody searches you online, they will be able to apply the right SEO techniques that will connect your website well. All right. So what I'm trying to say is this: we need to work on the site title, and we'll also do it right here and I customize right here. And the title I've decided to use for this project, I think I placed it somewhere here. I copied this and I'm going to replace it with this and publish. And the site title should display. And so if you check the site title now, if you put your mouse on it, you can see that we have the right site title. All right, now this site title that I used, I created it to be SEO friendly. Because when it comes to search engine optimization, sometimes the title of your page determines whether the page is found or not when somebody searches. And everyone wants to be found during search. So you need to make sure you use the right title. In Google Analytics or in Google, we have certain tags and certain elements that are used to control SEO. Title is one of the default ones. If you have the right title, you can easily be found. And there are plugins you can use for SEO, which we'll be creating later on. So at this point, we have fixed our favicon. Our site title is looking good. Our top bar is not bad at all, but we'll still improve it. Our logo is perfect. Our navigation system is unique and everything looks legit. We'll take a short break. When we return, we will spend some time on this slider and see what we can do to this particular slider. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. And I'm going to see you in the next few minutes. Right. So welcome back from the short break. Let's continue our work. So the next part of this project is for us to work on the slider section of the work. So let's see how we can work on the slider and make it look better. All right. So this is what we are going to do. First off, we want to talk about the plugin that is used to set up these sliders. So in WordPress, there is a plugin called Revolution Slider or Slider Revolution. Sometimes we call it Rev Slider. This is what is used to control the sliders, and it supports different effects, different animations, different transitions. And so if you are using a theme that has one, then you will get into it and you can see it in your backend. Let me close this customize. You see it in your backend and you can go ahead and use it. So when I check in the left panel here, I'll see slider revolution here. I can click on it and that is my slider revolution. It's asking me that, do you want to share some data? No, thanks. And this is one of the most popular plugins, Slider Revolution, that allows us to create incredible effects on sliders with links and a whole lot. So this is it here. When you click on Slider Revolution and you scroll down, this is the slider we have, and this is what is showing on the site. And this is what we can edit or customize to make our own. It's called Cleaning Slider. I'll click here and I'll duplicate it to create a copy of it down. So a copy has been created. Then I will edit this one and make sure I don't ruin it. So what I can do is to first of all click on Open in Editor, and it will load the Revolution slider for me. And there are a lot of things to learn about Revolution slider. It's so interesting. One of the things you can do with it is first of all to come to the settings here. Over here, it has a title, and the title is here. It's called Cleaning Slider. That is why before we came here, we saw Cleaning Slider. I can choose to leave it or I can edit it if I want. Instead of Cleaning Slider, I can change the name to, let's say, Eagle Tech. Did it have spaces? Okay, it did. I can also use spaces. Eagle Tech Africa Slider, no problem. But this alias is like the short name that the code uses to display it. So if I change the alias, it may not display again on the site unless I find a way to provide the new name to the code. So I'm going to call this Eagle Tech Africa Slider like this, or I can put hyphens here. Hyphens here. By doing this, if I save it, it's no longer going to work on the website because I've changed the name that it uses to link to the page. So what I can do is to go to the page editor and provide a new name. You have to note that all these links we have created, we are going to create pages for them, for each one of them, so that when you click on them, you get some information. And so there are a lot of pages we'll be creating later on. And we need to understand that we will be editing pages later on. So I can click here to edit this page. But this particular setting, I'll find it with this statue. So I'm going to edit with statue for this page. So I'll right click and open it in a new tab. And it's going to open somewhere. So this is where the slider should have been. And you can see that using Slider Revolution module, Cleaning Home, and Cleaning Home is not available. So I'm going to click on this. And over here, I'm going to provide a name here. So instead of Cleaning Home, I'm going to choose Eagle Tech Africa Slider. And then I'm going to save this. And hopefully my slider should be restored now after renaming it. I'm going to click here again and go and check other settings that we may have. So I'll click on layout to see what I can see here. The type is a slider, sizing is automatic. This is the dimension. Everything has been created for the dimension. Don't touch it. It's going to be done for you. Max weight, max height, everything. Overlay. So all these things, if you want to tamper with them, you can change them to let them look different, but everything here is perfect. The only thing you may want to change may be the speed for the sliding, and you will check it and check if you like it. Let me click on content and see what is there. So over here, we have the general settings of the slider. Let me click on defaults and see what is here. Okay, this is what I'm looking for, slide duration. So it's using 9,000 milliseconds, and 9,000 milliseconds means 9 seconds. This means it takes 9 seconds to slide. I think it's not bad. I like it. Let me go and check if the 9 seconds will work for me. So after it changes now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and change. All right, so it's working fine and I like it. If you want it to be faster or slower, you can edit it in the slider revolution. And there are a lot of settings you can take time and go through and check. But the main thing I want to do is to, first of all, show you that in slider revolution, when you come here, you can see all the 3 sliders and you can work on them. So we are on the first slide and we can edit it. So first of all, let's click on the text here and try editing the text. After we edit the text, we'll go and look at the image. So there are 3 types of text. The text, we have the main heading text, we have a paragraph text, and then a call to action button. So let's click on this, and you have to be creative to think of what to write to provide a focal point for the business. Now, when the website loads, the first focal point of the website is this hero section. This section, we call it the hero section. This type hero section in the chat for me. Hero section, if you are still following, type hero section. So this section is called the hero section. You see on the page, we can have sections. In the code, we can have sections. On the page, we can have sections. This hero section here is where we have our big image or big slider that's captures attention when someone opens to your site, okay? So it's called a hero section. The top bar here, the top section here, you can call it the header section. Everything from the top bar to the logo and the navigation, we can call that the header. And for every website, the bottom part, this black area, who knows the name of this black, big, giant black area? How do we call it in websites? This giant black box. What is the name of this whole area? By the time I'm done drawing, I'm sure someone will put it in the chat for me. This whole giant area, who knows the name? It's called footer. All right, so this area is called the footer. Then at least we have the hero, and then we have the header. So the rest, we talk about them later. All right. So this is focal point. Please type focal point in the chat for me. Focal point, focal point. Don't be tired, we'll be done soon. Focal point. Now, the term focal point is a concept in graphic design that allows you to create a focal point for every design work you are working on. When anybody looks at something you have designed, there has to be a focal point. What that means is that there should be one thing that draws attention to that section or that area. And so you make sure that you have a focal point. The focal point is clean, clear, precise, attractive, and communicative. It has to communicate a message that within 5 seconds, it can be understood by anyone who sees it. So on your website, your hero section is your focal point. So you have to make sure that you spend time You see, all these parts, you do them through your planning. And now that you have planned your project well, you have created your navigation bar and it looks amazing. This is where you spend time to make sure you have the most attractive text, the most attractive information, a call to action that will make someone want to click. It should make someone want to click. And the image here should sell the business. All right. So when it comes to marketing, you have to choose your words carefully to sell. Choose your words carefully, and you need to use words that are attention grabbing, not deceptive, but attention grabbing and engaging, and will sell the business, provide a good image, and make the customer want to take the next step. All right. So here you need to spend time and work on this. Now, one other thing here I want to talk about before we move here, you can see that we have this navigation system for the sliders. They are all in the settings. And this particular slider, it was designed in a way that when your mouse is not on it, it can change. So after 9 seconds, when you count up to 9, it will change. But they've designed it in a way that if your mouse is on it, it will never change. So all these things are settings. So over here in the slider revolution, there are settings that you can find here. And let me go to general. And I can see here, you see, it says that auto rotate slideshow. Yes, it's okay. Stop on hover on. This stop on hover means that when a mouse is on, it will not move. If you don't like it, you can change it. All right. But then if the message that caught the person's attention, you want the person to be able to spend time looking at it. And because of this, everybody knows that we have more. So if you want to check, you can move. So I like it this way. But if you want to change yours, you are free to do so. All right, you can change it. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. So now we need to think of the best text to use. So I wrote something down that we can try. If it doesn't work, we will change. So the first slider, I wrote elevate your online presence with stunning web solutions. It looks quite too long and it's going to be too long, but I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, I'll modify it. Remember, you need to try and try until you have it and make sure that everything is marketable. So on slide 1, I click here and this is where I can edit it. Surprisingly, this is where I can edit it, and look at this. They are using HTML code. There is this pan element which has an attribute called style and the CSS in it. So the text itself is here, so fresh and clean, we promise. So if you are editing, please be careful not to touch the code. Just edit the text, the exact text you want to target. All right. So what I typed, if I put it in here and I save it, I think it's too much. It's not going to look nice. It's too much text. At least it has to be 2 lines. Let me see if I've achieved 2 lines. When I'm done, I'll check on mobile as well. 3 lines is bad. 3 lines is bad. So I want the whole class to work on this. How can we make this particular text 2 lines meaningful and still attractive? How can we rephrase it to make it better? Elevate your online presence with stunning web solutions. Just to tell them that we provide web solutions over here. That is so good. It sells these products, web solutions. So that's our first slider will be for web. Our second slider may be for something else, maybe cloud. And then our third slider may be for AI or data analytics, whatever. And if you want to create another slider, you can create more. All right. For now, we'll deal with 3. So elevate your online presence with stunning web solutions. What can we do to make it 2 lines, edit it to make it 2 lines and still very catchy and very attractive? So elevate your online presence with stunning web solutions. All right. So I don't know. What can we edit? You see, you have to ensure that the width is not a problem. The problem is too much text. Okay, you know, in graphic design, there's something we call TMI. TMI stands for too much information. When it comes to focal points, someone should be able to read in 3 seconds. You see, if you have a big billboard in town, you need to create a focal point. Focal point that captures attention and has a message to communicate that someone can read in 3 seconds. You know why? Because people are driving by in a car. Nobody will stop and spend their whole day reading a whole book on your billboard. Nobody will read. You use your focal point to capture them. Then if there are additional information, then whoever is interested will stop and now read. But the focal point is what captures their attention. And then anyone interested will spend time and read it. So we say best online web solutions. Need elevated website solution. We've got you covered. All right. So it seems like I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 words. All right. So actually, I don't know exactly what to do right now. And please feel free to make use of ChatGPT to do a lot of things. All right. So let's go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to let's tell ChatGPT to shorten the following message to only 6 words, but still make it captivating and attractive. Whatever you want to add to promote the service, all right? Then I'll hold shift enter, and paste. All right. Don't be afraid to use ChatGPT. So let me add that. Give me about 5 options. All right. Enter. So let's see what ChatGPT can do. Then we will check. It says that elevate your brand with stunning website. I think this is cool. What do you think? Transform your online business, your online presence with style. Stunning web solutions for online success. Elevate your presence with beautiful designs. Wow. Captivate online. Captivate online with, no, I think I like the first one. Elevate your brand with stunning websites. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So please don't be afraid to use ChatGPT. It's a tool for you. All right. And if you're a developer, you use it. Okay. So it just helps you to get things done better. So let me see if what I have done will work. I think we are getting somewhere. What do you think? Whoa, elevate your brand with stunning websites. That's cool. I like it. I like it. Then actually I didn't know what to do. I think this is really cool. Elevate your brand with stunning websites. That's cool. I like it. Then, yes, we are left with the next text here. So with the next text, I wrote something down. Our expert web design and development services are tailored to meet your unique brand needs. Whatever you want to write that is captivating, you can use. So Let me just use this for now. If I check later on and I don't like it, I can change it. So let me change this. So please be careful not to touch the code. Just change the text alone. All right. And save. Let's check this. And this looks good. It looks okay. So straightforward, clean, simple, and amazing. The only challenge right now is to find the right image to use for this background. And this is what we have left. If we're able to find a solution for the background image, then we'll change the color of this thing to suit the color we are using. Maybe we should just do that first. I want it to have the same color as this particular contact us. So I'll go to Chachu's color hub. I don't know where Chachu is. Let me go to Chachu color hub. And I'm going to copy the hex code. You know, in web, we use hex code a lot. So this is a hex code that I need. This one, I can find it here. So I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to my revolution slider, click on learn more. I think I also want to use learn more. I don't want to change the text. If you want to change the text, you can change it from here, but I think I want to use learn more. But what I want to change is the color. So I'll look for where I can change the color. I can see style here. Let me click on style and see if I can change it. I think I can change it here. So I click here and I can edit it by placing the hex code here. All right, so I've changed the hex code. I can save it and I have it. I'll save this too. And beautiful. All right, it looks good. So now what is left is for me to change this background image and find the right one. So the beauty of this project, no matter the planning, the work, and everything that has gone into it, the secret to success in this project relies on getting the right images for your slider. If your slider has the best images, so spend some time working hard to find the right images for your slider. Some of them you have to design, some of them you have to just find the right picture or whatever works for you. If you're able to succeed in that, then you have captured your client. So that is where the beauty is. So if you even need help from an expert, that is what you need help with because your slider is your main focal point and should be your main selling point. So what I'm going to do is to try and design my own slider. The first thing I would do is to pick the dimension of the image. You see, I want to find the dimension of this image so that I can create another image that is the same size. Very important. So I'm going to try and inspect it from here. I'm right clicking and it's not right clicking. All right, so I can't inspect it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to slider revolution and I can see the elements here. I can see the BG slider. I'll click on it. Click on this. Then they are telling me that it is in my media library. Okay, if it's in my media library, I know where to find it. So I'll go back to my backend, get out of this place. Okay, so in my backend, I have a media library. In WordPress, there are some important locations that you need to be familiar with. For example, we have our dashboard, we have our posts, we have our pages. These are areas that you'll be working on most of the time. Then we have our media and library where all your images are stored and all media you use. So they say it is here. Let me check if it is really here. So I think I'm seeing some images here. And I think that is this one here. Okay, that is it. Now, one thing I'm noticing here, first of all, let me check the size. I can see that it's 1920 by 900 pixels. Whoa, that's really large. So I'm going to create mine the same way. And if you notice this particular picture, they didn't use an effect in slider revolution to darken it. You can see that the image has been darkened a little. Who can tell me why they intentionally darkened this image? Look at how it's appearing on the site. It looks darkened. Why did they darken it? Who can tell me why they darkened it? Because it looks darkened to me. Maybe some 20 or 30% of opacity has been removed. Who can tell me why they darkened the image? Anybody? Who can tell me? Why did they darken the image? What do you think? All right. What do you think? Why did they make the image dark? It's a little dark. I can see it. Why did they do that? I think they did this because they want, okay, someone is typing. Let me see. To allow for the text visibility. That's amazing. So Caleb got it. So you can see that there is text on it. If this one is too clear and too vibrant, it is going to be conflicting with this, and it's going to be hurting the eye trying to read, and this is not going to stand out. All right, the text will not be able to stand out. It's not going to be visible. Yes, it's going to be reflective. Thank you, Agbelui. Yes, so it's a background image. So if you darken it a little bit, what it will do is that it will allow the text to stand out. All right. So that is also very, very important in principles of design. When you are creating a focal point, you make sure that it stands out and everything here is standing out. So we can still find an amazing image that will make it stand out. And the first thing we need is to get a dimension 1920 by 900. I'm going to go to Photoshop and I'm going to create a canvas. And this canvas, I'm going to make it that dimension 1920 by 900 in pixels. So I can choose pixels 1920 by 900. I'm okay. And I'm going to click on create so that it will be created for me. Let me try it again. And the background here, let me try and get this is black, white, background content. So you know what? Let's forget about this. And it's okay. Let me cancel this. And actually, since it's a background, I'm going to right click and select layer from background to make it a layer. And it has some white element on it. Let me create a new layer here and delete that layer just to get rid of the white element. So I just want a transparent background like this. All right, so I need to do whatever I can to make sure that I create a design here that will match perfectly with what we have on the website. So the first thing I'll do is to decide how to get the images, all right? Now, for a serious business, it is very important that every image you use belongs to the company. And so you can let them take a photograph for the website. Or you can let them provide you with their gallery of photos they already have, and you look through and find one that is perfect for the slider. Or you can find a royalty-free image you can use. So there are various options. Either they provide for you or you search for an image that you can use. There are ways to get images and some websites you can use for images. For example, if you come to images.google.com, this is a website here. And over here, you can find images here. But then most of the images you find on Google will be pulled from other websites. And so not all of them are okay to use because they may have license issues. But still, you may find something you can use or you can add to whatever you want to design. And over here, finding the right image, there are certain settings you need to do. So I'm thinking, I want an image that can give me a really good background. So I'm going to search for let me just type anything, okay? Web solutions. And this is what I'm seeing, a lot of images. And when you want to use Google Images, especially for your slider, the rule is this: never use blur images. Never, ever, 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 and ever again use blur images. So you need high resolution images or HD images, high definition images. To get a high definition image on Google, after searching, you need to click on Tools, then come to Size and choose Large. Because if you choose any size, you are going to get lower resolution images. For example, this one may be a high resolution image, but how about this? This one is a 600 by 520 image. You can see it here. That is really, really poor. So to ensure that every result is high resolution, I'm going to change the size here to large. And I'm going to go through and see if I can find something that is really good to use. So over here, you can spend some time and search, and don't choose anything inferior. You see, the difference between a professional and someone who does their work anyhow is that professionals take time to find the right resources for the work, and they spend time to make important sections appear professional looking. So this is really important. Find the right image. Don't use white people if you are working for a black company. Find the right image for this. So I'm going to search. If I don't get, I'll change my search query and use something else. This particular image, I don't like it. You may think it looks okay, but we don't want any white person. It looks so fake when you are creating something for an African company and use white people. Look at this website here. They didn't use any white people. You can see that the images speak well. If you look at the hero section, it really speaks well about what they do. So how did they get this? They probably took the picture themselves, or they found a royalty-free image that made it look good. And you see, photos are really attractive. Instead of just finding images, a photo will really do well. So what I'm going to do is to combine a background image with a photo. I'll keep searching, I'll keep searching, I'll keep searching until I find what I can really use. Until I find what I can really use. So I'll keep searching, and don't use anything that will create a wrong impression. You see, some things are flashy, but they are not okay. By the time you are done, you should be able to select something that is really cool. Like this website, this image is really, really cool. So what is this? Let me see. Okay, so this is an AI. And if you have your AI creation image, you can also use AI to create incredible backgrounds, okay? You can use AI to create incredible backgrounds. Yes, so AI is also there to help you. The only thing is that most of these AI, they give square images, but you can use AI to create a good background. And ChatGPT is one of the good is one of the good AIs for images. They have their image GPT that is really, really good. Can create very descriptive images for you. And you have access to that image GPT if you are on the pro version. It's called DALI. DALI is really amazing. DALI is really good. But you can use any other GPT for it. Now, this particular image, I don't know. Let me try something and see if I can use it. I'm just going to try something. If it doesn't work, I'll change it immediately. You don't joke with your slider. So I'm going to copy this image and paste it here. And I'm going to resize it, Control T. I'm going to resize it. And after I'm done, I'll position it in a way that I will place a photo here. I'm going to place somebody here. And if I can place somebody here, that the person is looking really good and smiling and serious, I'll check and see if it is okay. If not, I'm going to change it. Remember, you don't joke with your slider at all. Okay. So let me find someone here. There's another website that you can find images on. For Google, they pull the images from the internet. So not all of them are okay. Some of them will have license issues. So you can see over here that images may be subject to copyright. So it's not every image you can use. But there's a website here that gives you images you can use for free. It's called Pexels. Please type this in the chat for me, pexels.com. Pexels.com is an amazing website that provides thousands of millions and hundreds of thousands of photos and videos you can use for free. So this website provides photos and videos, and it is the best free stock photos website. Royalty-free images and videos shared by creators themselves. And so all the images you find on Pexels you can use. Just find the right image and use it. And please type Pexels Caleb, thank you. And if you want videos for your advertisement or anything, you can search here. Anything you find, you can use. So let me search for a computer programmer and see what I'll find. Anything. I want someone who is looking into the camera and smiling. But I don't want something that is too common that other people have used. Find something unique. And if you can even find a black person, a black businessman looking into the camera and smiling, I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be really, really good. One person or a lady looking into the camera and smiling is going to be really, really good. Don't pick someone who is looking sad. Just someone who is smiling and can attract customers. And also, there are stock photos that you can buy from different places. But this particular stock photos on Pexels, they are for free. There are other websites that sell images. I'm not seeing anything here. I'm not going to choose any white person. I'm not going to choose any image that doesn't work. And this photo, I'll never use it because it has been used a million times. I've seen it at several places. I'll never use it. I will never use it. I'll never use it. This one is not okay for me because she's not looking into the camera. It's not smiling. So I'm not going to use this one. I'll keep searching till I find someone who is looking into the camera and smiling. So It may take you time to find the right things, but once you spend time on what takes time, like your slider, the rest becomes easy. All right. So this person too, he's too popular. I'm not going to use it. If you use something that people know, it reduces your value so much. Use something that is so unique and so nice. So nice. There are some photos, we have seen them so many, many times, and most companies are using them for their own adverts. I'm going to search for a black businessman. Let me see if I can find something. Or businesswoman. And it's someone who is really looking serious and probably smiling, and it's having it's close up to the camera. This person is not looking too close into the camera. See, something like this is cool. Something like this looks serious and cool. The only thing is, do they look AI generated or do they look real? All right, so they look quite real. All right, so these two people, the way they look, I'm wondering the kind of impression it's going to create. It looks like they are the owners of the business or their employees. Would that create a good impression? You think about all of that before you make your decision. You can find one person smiling into the camera. It communicates welcome, and it communicates this guy, even though he's smiling and he's close up, he doesn't look too okay for my work. I wish he looked much better and a little different. This guy too looks some way. But this would have been a perfect photo. But he looks some way. Oh, it looks too local for me. Or you know what? You can also take photos and use. But I like his photo. He looks really serious. The only thing is that this one too. This one there. No, 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 no. I'll never use this. Ah, is this not Mordecai? Looks like someone I know. So, all right. I'm just going to settle on one because of time, and we'll just use one. Who is this? Is this not one of our Ethiopian students? I'm joking. Um, I think I'm just going to choose one person. I like the way these photos are close up. The thing is, if you keep searching, you'll find something. Wow, this lady looks really good. Let me see if she can do it. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? You know what? Let's try. Okay. After using the posture looks good. It looks so confident. It looks charming, attractive, and all that. So I'm going to download this and I'm going to use this and we'll see if it works, fine. If it doesn't, fine. So the only thing is that this image I've downloaded, if I bring it here, it has a background on it and it's not appropriate to have a photo that has a background. So I need to find a way of removing the background. All right. I'm just going to settle on this. If it doesn't work, fine. So to remove background, you can use Photoshop to remove backgrounds. There's a website we use for background removal with AI, and does it perfectly than what any other tool can. It's called remove.bg. Remove.bg, please put it in a chat for me. No matter how complex a photo is, it will eliminate the background with just a swipe. So what I downloaded, where is it? Where is it? Here. I'm going to drop it here, and remove.bg will just remove it with just a swipe. And I'm going to have the photo without the background. The only problem is that remove.bg will reduce the quality of your work if you are not on a pro version. If you're on a pro version, you get a full version. So this image is really large and it can give me the quality I want. But if I download this, I'm going to get a lower quality, which, looking at how smallish the person is looking, I can't use it to make it very bold and attractive. So downloading the free version will be a problem. Now, the pro version, they allow you to do one download with each account. So what I can do is to use an email address I've never used before to register for an account here so that I can download a full version. You know, you need to spend time. You need to spend time. Listen, spend time on your slider, no matter what it costs. All right. And if you have a server, okay, I'm just teaching you a hack here. Ranjan will say that this is illegal, but I'm just using it for educational purpose. All right. So if I have, let's say, a server that I can create free emails, for example, you can create free emails. You can just create an email on your server and use it to register and download the full version. Next time, you can't use that email again. You can register another email. I mean, it's free to create email. Is it not free? Is it not free to create emails on your server? It's free. So I'm actually going to do that right now. Let me log on to one of the servers. I don't know which one I have here. Let me see. Then I'm going to create a free email. I mean, emails are free. Is it not free? I'm going to create an email. I'm only thinking whether, yes. All right. So I'm going to use one of the domains here to create an email that I can use to create an account on remove.bg. You see this image, this email, I will not use it for anything. I'm just creating it because I want to create an account on remove.bg so that I can download my full quality version. So here I'm just going to call it anything. I'll never use it. So anything, whatever. So I can give it any name. If it is something I know I'll never use, I will create it like remove bg1 at infosys.com, and I'll use it. If it's something I can use, I can say maybe designer or anything, but I'm just going to create a dummy email. This is a hack. It's not a hack, but it's a wise way of getting the product for free. And this one only because I have power to create emails anytime I want. You know, on Gmail, you can create emails anytime you want like that. All right. But on your own server, you have the power to create any email you want. So I just created an email called remove bg. Let me click on check mail, and I'm going to use it to register an account on remove.bg so that I can download my full version. Wow, that would be so nice. I'm going to go to remove bg and I'm going to sign up here. And sign up, they are asking me to provide an email. I called my email remove bg1 at infosys.com. And my password, I can create any password I want. And agree. You can even send me updates. I don't care. So they will just want me to verify if the email address is correct. And guess what? The email address is very, very correct. So in the next few minutes, when I refresh here, I'm supposed to receive an email from them. The moment I receive the email from them, I can activate the email. That is, if this server receives email. I'm just saying that because I may have connected it to Microsoft or something, but I don't think I've done that. So let me check if this server receives email and I'm in the right email. Oh, it's called remove BG, not remove BG1. Wait a minute. Is that what I created? I created remove BG. Sorry. And I registered with a wrong email. That's my bad. I registered with remove BG1. Sorry. Sorry. Let me go back and recreate it. So I'll call this remove BG and I will just create a password here. Create another password here and sign up. And they'll just send an email. I come here and check if the email has arrived. And once the email arrives, I can activate the account and I'll dump the email, right? How it came. So activate your account. I click on it and I activate account. Now that I've activated my account, I can download the full version. Watch this. I have 1 credit, so I can use it and I have the full download. You see, because I have a server, I can create 10,000 emails anytime I want. And I can just use it to enjoy benefits like this because this one, they'll give you just 1 download. Next time, you can't do it again, but I can download it 10,000 times. And it gives you in PNG. Who can tell me what I said about PNG? You see, the original I sent was a JPEG, but now I have a PNG. Let me move all these things to my resources folder. Remember, anything that is part of your project should be in your resources folder. And I'm waiting for the answer to my question. What did I say about BG, PNG images, PNG? Because what they gave you is PNG. What did I say about PNG images? What I sent was a JPEG. A JPEG gives you a flat image with a background. But I can see Mustaf typing, and Mustaf says that PNG can give you an image without background or with transparency. So watch this. If I send this to Photoshop and I drop it here, one good thing about remove.bg is that it does the work so neat that, let me tell you, no blade can cut like the way it does it. It's so clean and so professional. So with this, because it's a full version, I can enlarge the image without making it blur. If it's not a full image, by this time it would have become blur long ago. So I'm enlarging it so that she can fill the space well and become prominent to enhance the confidence that we are trying to communicate and the seriousness we are trying to communicate. You know, this time it's women in tech. So I believe that this woman can design websites like the women in our class, Yvonne. Let me see the women we have in the class. We have Yvonne. We have who else? Who else in class is in class right now? I know some people are waiting for the video, but if you're a lady and you are in class, just say hi in the chat. I can see Louise, Mercedes. Yvonne is always in class. If you're a lady and you are in class, please say hi. Let me acknowledge you. Tandeka, good to see you, Tandeka. Good to see you. And see what I did. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. So Kandeka, Yvonne is always in class. Wow, thank you so much. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to flip this layer. Okay, let me flip this image. So watch what I'm going to do. There are 1,000 ways to do it. Okay, I'm just going to do it the worst way possible. So I'm going to open this image and I'm going to tell the lady that please turn around. I want her to look like this. Then let me send her into my project. That's what I want. So I want her to rather face this side. Then let me use my navigator to reduce the size. Click on her, press Ctrl T, and resize. And resize. So I'm going to resize and make sure I have a size that will work. So the old one, I'm going to hide it for now. So you can see that in Photoshop, you have layers here. I can hide the old one so that it will not show. And this one, I want to make it as large as possible. And also, I don't want the head to cut off, as prominent as possible and as visible as possible at the same time. So let me see what I can do here. The top part looks good. The bottom part, I think it still communicates what we want. And we can add other adjustment layers to brighten her up or whatever we want to do. Let me use vibrance and see if I'm not going to destroy her face. And I'm going to, you know what? I'll spend time and do more. For now, let's save it and see if it will work. So let's come here and save this in our resources folder as slider 1. I've saved the Photoshop version so that I can edit later. But then I can save a JPEG version, a flat version for the work. So I'll save a flat version, JPEG. And let me just save it like this. So now I'll come to slider revolution after all this hard work. Come here and click on this image. Go to media library. Go to upload files. Look for the image I worked on. Where is this slider 1.jpg, not the PNG, PSD version. The JPEG version, let's try it. And you may try it several times until it's perfect. You know, when you are working, nobody sees what you went through, but all they do is to enjoy the finished work when you are done. So let's see how it will show when I refresh this and our image is loaded. Let's analyze it carefully and let's see. What do you think? What do you think? Is it cool? If you think it's cool, let me know. Let's put something in the chat. What do you think? Okay, someone says, wow. How about you? What do you think? All right, so this image, I didn't have to darken the background because the image itself has a darkened background. If I want to darken it, I can still darken it, but I don't want to darken her photo. So even if I apply a darken layer, I'll put it behind the photo. So let me just do that and add just 10% of darkness to it, and then we will use it again. So I'll come to Photoshop And I'll take this rectangle tool, select a color here to be completely black. And I'm going to draw over the whole thing. And it will darken it. And then I will go to layers and move the lady. Let me know what I'm saying. The lady, this is her effect, right? The lady with the effect, sorry. Move the lady together with her effect on top of that layer so that they will come on top so that the rectangle will go behind. Then this rectangle, I click on it and then I adjust the opacity. Opacity is how opaque it is. It's 100% opaque and so it's going to be fully black. So I'm going to change the opacity to just 10% because this image is already darkened. So I make it 10% opaque and you can see how the opacity is working. If I increase the opacity, then I'm making it more darkened. You see? So let me change it to 15% opacity and we will see 15% opacity. And this is called transparency or opacity. You see? So with this, we have made it darker. I'm just going to save this again. I'll call it slider one dash two. That's my second version. You know, you keep on working till you have the perfect work. Then I'll save the Photoshop version as well. Then I will come here and go and check it. So I'm going to go to this place, click on this, browse, upload, and I'm going to upload the slider 1-2. And I'm going to select insert it. I'm going to save it. And now let's all judge. We are going to look at this carefully now, and I'm going to reload. And then we compare this with a new one that will show, and we'll decide which one to use. So I'm going to refresh now. Refresh. Which one is better? The difference is not much, right? But at least this one adds a little bit of darkness to make the photo and the text stand out. Now start looking at the whole work. What do you think? You see that the whole work is coming to life little by little. What do you think? So even though we use a cleaning theme, you can see that we are changing it from a cleaning to a tech theme. And by the time you are done, it is yours. It's your company, your website. If you think what we've done is cool, type cool in the chat for me. Let me see who thinks what we've done is really cool. You see, the image we have used is free. Okay, for the background, nobody will disturb you about it. The text is amazing. Use ChatGPT to create wonderful text and captivating text. Make sure your call to action button is attractive. Make sure the photos you use here. One rule is that you have to use extremely high quality photos. Look at what we've done. It's very high in quality. It's sharp. It's not blur at all because the photo was high quality at first. When we removed the background, we downloaded the high quality version by hacking into remove BG and getting the free version, the free download. Well, you know what? You don't even have to hack. If you have never used it, you definitely have your free download. All right. But I have used it 1,000 times, so I don't have that. So what I did was to create an email address that I'll never use just for the registration so that I can download it. As for your slider, spend whatever you can to make sure you have the most stunning slider. And once you are done, the rest of the work becomes easy. This is your home page, this is your landing page, and it has to be very, very attractive. And I think what we have done is very, very attractive. And next time we will continue from here. Tomorrow you are going to have a different class. And so what I want you to do is to keep working. The next time we meet, make sure you have all your 3 sliders. Watch this video, create all your 3 sliders. Make sure everything we've done, you have also done. You have 3 sliders. This is your assignment. By the time you return to class, make sure you have completed your 3 sliders. At least from what you have learned from here, you can work on your other sliders. If you want to switch to slider 2, I told you where you can get it. You can edit the slider 2 as well. So make sure you have slider 3, all the 3 sliders done, your logo, your navigation system, everything we've done, your color, choose your own color, and it looks good. Make sure it looks very, very good. And we will continue from here next time we meet. Thank you so much. I'm really enjoying this website designing part. And by the time we are done, you will be happy that you joined. Thank you very much. And I'll see you later. All the best. Good night and bye-bye.